What's happening, guys? It's Badmak for iGyaan, and today we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at the new Gionee G2. It's called GPad G2. It's got big screen and big battery. You also get a free flip cover inside the box, which is nice. The box is already open, but the contents are inside perfectly packed. You have a quad-core 1.2 GHz CPU, 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB of storage, and a fairly decent price in the market. So the first thing inside the box is the device itself. I'm going to put that aside. You also get this really nice quality flip cover. I'm actually quite happy with the build quality of this flip cover, so that's good. I'm going to put that aside again, and you get two screen protectors, which is fantastically nice. Companies usually provide one, if at all. Gionee gives two. You get the warranty information, you get the user guide, service center list. We go further in, we get the Gionee battery. It's a fairly large battery, 3000 milliamp hour. Fantastically big battery for the device. You get a USB to micro USB data cable, fairly plain looking, boring looking earphones, and you also get a USB to wall charger. You also get an iPhone style SIM removal tool inside the packaging, which is strange because to remove the SIM card, they've given instructions over here. You need to use the SIM removal tool. So I'm going to quickly get rid of everything over here, and I'm going to move on to the device itself. So now we're looking at the GPad G2. On the front over here, you have a 2 megapixel camera. You have a 5.3 inch WVGA screen, 480 by 854 pixels, I believe. You have the touch capacitive buttons at the bottom over here. On the right, you have the volume rocker. On the top, you have the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left, you have the power button, which is also the lock and unlock button. And on the bottom, you have the micro USB data and charging port. On the back is an 8 megapixel camera capable of 720p video, I believe. And you have the LED flash. On the bottom is the speakerphone grill over here. You have the Gionee logo. You can pull out the back panel like so. It's a fairly solidly built back panel. You pop in 3000 milliamp hour battery. You have two SIM card slots. You have a micro SIM card slot and a regular SIM card slot, and you have the micro SD card slot, and a 16 GB micro SD card is already included in the device. So you have 1 GB of RAM, 4 GB of storage, and a 16 GB SD card, which is conveniently pre-installed onto the device. So let me put on the back panel and power on the device. You also have a quad-core chipset on the inside. So you have a 1.2 GHz quad-core chipset. You have 1 GB of RAM, 4 GB of storage, 16 GB of micro SD card is included. You can install a 32 GB micro SD card, which is good. You have Android 4.1 out of the box, and looks like we are started up. This is the standard traditional lock screen over here. You can slide right to unlock the device or slide left to go directly to the camera. If you quickly unlock, this is what the dashboards look like. You can scroll from the top to look at the notification panel. You have your quick launch toggles over here. You can adjust brightness and the timeout, auto rotation, etc. You have your notification panel. You can clear that out. Now this desktop you can customize as per your requirements, so you can quickly drop in shortcuts, widgets or applications, again as per your convenience. You can also quickly jump to the settings panel from here and go into about phone. You'll be able to see that this device is running Android 4.1.2. Now if you come to the lock screen, you'll be able to see a little different style of lock screen. You have the calling button over here, so you can do video calls, the regular calls, and then you can jump into your contacts directly from here as well. If you go into messages, you'll see a custom message layout, but the keyboard is stock, so you have a stock Android sort of keyboard over here. You can quickly type along your message on that. You can also get a keyboard in landscape mode. You get a fairly nice and wide keyboard thanks to the size of the screen. If I go into the browser is fairly fast and efficient. It loads up our website really snappily, so let's look at that. So as you can see, it loads up the website without any problems. There is little or no lag while scrolling through, so that's good. There is a little bit of choppiness, but there is almost zero lag. You can also pinch in, a very smooth pinch in motion. Very smooth pinch in motion, that's nice. And viewing angles are also pretty decent on this. So even in landscape mode, you can continue to scroll through, which is nice. Pinching in, pinching out remains good. There is no need for panning right now, but if you want to pan, again, that is also very smooth. Sort of follows your finger through, which is nice. The last thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you the application drawer. This is what all the applications look like. There is a sort of custom theme on here. You can change the theme. as per your requirement. So you can load up some themes, you can change the theme as per your requirement. A couple of apps are pre-installed, like NQ Mobile Security, Facebook, Twitter comes pre-installed. A couple of games, you have a game zone, you have Asphalt 6 which is pre-installed, Little Big City is pre-installed, Gameloft Live, Texas Hold'em Poker, Kingsoft Office, WeChat, Shark Dash. These apps are pre-installed. You also have a system update app, so hopefully they can push out updates onto this device. You get an update to Android 4.2 if the company decides to give it. So let's search up iGyaan and let's load up one of the recent videos. What's happening, guys? This is Bharat for iGyaan.in, and today we're going to be checking out the new Micromax A111. Audio is really loud. Viewing angles seem to be good as well. They're not perfectly balanced, but they are pretty decent, the viewing angles. Again, if you're in video, you can adjust the brightness to make it slightly more bright. So there you go, guys. This was a quick look at the Gionee GPad G2. It is sort of like a Note replacement because it's a 5.3-inch device, but it's a budget phone because it is a dual SIM phone. And you do get this flip cover, which is sort of like a smart case. So the minute you close the case, the screen will lock. The minute you open the case, the screen turns on its own, and you unlock the device, use it, and flip the case back closed, the screen locks on its own. So you have a lock screen every time you open the case. The case snaps on the back, provides additional layer of security. You do have cutouts for the camera over here, the speakerphone over here, and of course your 3.5mm headphone jack, and the power button gets placed behind the cover so you don't accidentally touch it while it's in your pocket. The volume rocker stays on the right side. So we'll be back with gaming and benchmarks on this, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or queries, do leave them in the comment section below. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or on iGyaan.in. Do subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaan TV. For iGyaan Network, this is Bharat. Thank you guys for watching.